Hello, my name is Bill, and today I'm going to show you my recipe for an Asian-inspired soup that is easy to make for a cold night and use up some of the odds and ends in your refrigerator. I want to encourage you to stop buying canned soup and eat a little healthier. So let's get started. I have a large pot here, and in it I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a couple tablespoons of sesame oil. I'm just sauteing down a sweet onion and a couple carrots that I chopped up just to get them softened. They've been in there about 5 minutes, so they're just looking good. Yeah, everything's looking good. So then it's just a matter, that was kind of like the hardest part of it. Now it's just a matter of adding some stuff. Inside my wicked cool little spatula, I'll have a link below if you want one. I'm going to add to it about a tablespoon of ginger paste you can find in most grocery stores. I've got a finely minced clove of garlic and just a dash of crushed red peppers I'm going to throw in here. The ginger is just going to give it kind of that Asian flavor with the sesame oil, which is already smelling great. Mixed in here, just release some of that garlic and the ginger. Yeah, looking good. This is sure to be a hit in this household. Maybe yours too. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I've got a cup of vegetable stock, so we can keep this vegetarian. If you want, you can use chicken stock. Obviously it's not vegetarian. So I've got a quart, whole quart, one of those boxes of stock here. Just pour that in. And it's important to get this back to a boil. I've had this on pretty medium-high heat. It's still searing a little bit at the bottom, so I know it's still nice and hot. But it's kind of, making soup like this is kind of like cooking with a wok. You don't want to put too much cold stuff in and drop the temperature, because then you spend all the time trying to get the temperature back up. So the carrots, just add that sweetness, and the sweet onion just kind of makes the stock a little bit better. I love using the sesame oil. I don't usually use it by itself because it can be strong. Some things, when I do in the wok, I'll add a little sesame oil, but mostly cooking like a canola oil. Okay, I'm starting to see some bubbles coming back up here. We're having a heat wave. It's still great to have soup. You can serve up a bowl and have it with a turkey bacon wrap. You could make a grilled cheese sandwich, just a sandwich of sorts. I think I still have leftover turkey in the freezer. Okay. Looks good. So, here I have about a cup of green beans and frozen corn. They've been out a little bit, but they're still a little frozen, so once again, we don't want to drop the temperature too fast, too far. And I don't want to cook this too long because I don't want to take the color and the freshness out of all these vegetables. Frozen vegetables are really flash frozen at the peak of their flavor and freshness and much better. So just want to keep it hot enough that you burn your mouth on it. Just cooled it down a little bit. I can feel the heat coming back. So next thing I'm adding is room temperature, so it's not going to be that bad. So what I've done is I've taken, and you can cut up a tomato. I just have a can of diced tomatoes. I just like to add a little color, a little flavor. So it's, you know, the corn and the beans and the tomatoes, of course onions and carrots I always have in the fridge, so you know, this is just kind of using up some stuff. Smells great. So now while I'm waiting for it to come back up, I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce. I want a few grinds. This is actually white pepper in here. Just a little bit of pepper, fresh ground pepper. Grind's getting a little low. Once again, it's all coming back to a nice simmer. When I make soup, I think it needs to have a lot of veggies in it, so it almost comes out more like a stew. But I hate when you have soup that only has a little bit in it. So while this is just finishing up, went to market today and I got some fresh snow peas. Just want to throw some of these in here. These you want kind of crisp, that's why I got them fresh today. If you don't like them, you can certainly leave them out. Once again, just getting it heated through. So right before I get ready to dish this up, I like to take a couple slices of jalapenos. If you cut to the thin end, the opposite of the stem end, you're not going to have all the seeds in it, so they're pretty mild. I've cut these pretty thin. I just like throwing a couple on top here. These are real thin cut. People sometimes think they're like green peppers because they're not quite as hot. I just think they add something to the broth. Alright, that's enough. Sure, that's what everyone's thinking. That's plenty. Okay. So certainly, this is a meal. Like I said, I just want to get everything kind of mixed and heated. I don't want to kill the snow peas. I like them nice and crunchy. Just want them to get a little flavor in them. So how we're going to plate dish this up is, I've got a bowl here and I've got some rice noodles I get from my specialty grocery store. And basically, the hot broth is just going to cook these noodles. It takes about 30 seconds in the hot broth. So I just want to go ahead, ladle some of this wonderful, wonderful soup. I wish you could smell this. I swear I'm in a smell of it. Over, they're starting to soften. Oh yeah. Perfect. Oh yeah. Perfect. And I didn't get any jalapenos, so I just want to get a jalapeno on top here. So, last but not least, just for a little flavor, I had thinly sliced up some mushrooms. I just had some leftover mushrooms from another meal. And just for some texture, some mouthfeel, I'm just going to throw a couple pieces in the broth. Kind of absorb some of the... I don't like cooking mushrooms in soup. I like raw mushrooms. I think it tastes better. And doesn't that just absolutely look divine? So I've got all these flavors literally cooked in 10 minutes. Everything came together, looks lovely. This is a real piping hot bowl of soup that anyone would love. Just make sure you keep it warm when you dish it up, so those noodles get nice and toasty. And I had them at room temperature, obviously. Straight out of the fridge, it might take a little longer. But basically, it's 30 seconds to cook the rice noodles. And if you want to do it ahead of time, you can certainly put a little broth in a bowl and microwave it if you're concerned. But this is absolutely great. And as always, I hope you subscribe, like, and comment. Tell me how it works for you. And certainly enjoy and have a great day.